I won't apologize that Chainsaw Man starts as like the shit, but holy crap, after the anime, the manga is so surprisingly good, and I hate Annie because Annie said it was terrible.
I read Chainsaw Man into the part where the lady puked in Denji's mouth and said, "Not for me, Annie."
You know what's funny? When we saw the episodes after that, I literally told you, you gotta stop right before the good part. I'm Minty.
And this is FunUntitled, where we say F you to things, but Minty won't tell me the fucking right model, and I keep forgetting to look it up.
Because it's Minty says fuck you to Annie and the terrible taste in manga. So we're going over Chainsaw Man Part 1, Public Security Arc.
Safety.
Whatever.
You make us look like idiots when you get things wrong.
What? They almost never say their name. You know what I mean? Like, almost every other series, the Soul Society does not shut up about the Soul Society. Public safety never talks about public safety, and that's not a thing in America. Maybe it's a thing in Japan.
Wait, they're part of the Public Safety Bureau. That's what Makima's in charge of. That's their job.
But when do they say it?
They say it all the time.
They always say Devil Hunter.
You don't remember that one chapter when Makima was giving out the checks? Like, alright, this is the public safety bonus. Oh, Aki, you get like a big bonus because big help. Denji, you get like an extra piece of bread. And Power, fuck you.
I would laugh if she ever did. That's so fucking it.
Makima's so mean to Power.
I know. Okay, so let's get into it, right? So after the anime and the whole don't open the door, now that you know what it is, because at first I thought, oh, it's definitely like a Kurama Sukuna thing, and it's just not, and it's like, wow, the way they used it was so good.
I still like the fact that my favorite trivia is that, one of my favorite trivia, there's a lot of fun things to know about Chainsaw Man, like how Power is based off Cartman from South Park, which is real fucked up.
Which makes some sense.
But in the opening, they like, when it's at the door, the lyrics are, I feel like I've forgotten something, and it just cuts to Denji like cracking an egg, like, the fuck did I forget? Like, yeah, Denji, I wonder what you forgot.
I wonder if it's like he's seen this trope so much that he just kind of wanted to turn it on his head. Because it definitely got me.
Yes.
Because it's been so used so often to be like a hidden self or a monster. And this is just repressed memories. And it's like, oh shit. It just keeps on playing into like, well, this doesn't mean playing Denji is dumb, but Denji's brain is all fucked up.
Yeah, by the way, a lot of spoilers ahead. We're not here to give a recap. That's not what we're here for. This is the 100% just a gush fest because we love Chainsaw Man.
I mean, okay, the bomb arc. I think of all the arcs so far, I'm not completely done with Chainsaw Man. I finished the first part completely in like 3 weeks. The bomb arc is my favorite arc.
That's gonna be animated so pretty.
It better be.
A
It better
bunch
not
of
be
explosions
One Punch
at night.
Man.
Yeah.
Because Reese is... Okay, let's define now how we pronounce it, because we all pronounce it differently. I know officially it's probably Reze.
I don't know, because it's like it might be a ween situation.
Could be a Reen, because we don't know Japanese. But how do we want to pronounce it?
Well, how do you pronounce? This might be another Ratata and Ratata.
I always say Reese.
Oh, I pronounce it Rize, but we can pronounce it Reese.
Look, she is so goddamn cute. She is the cutest character, maybe not ever, but definitely in Chainsaw Man.
Did it kind of ruin it when she's like bonding with Denji real nicely, and then like that guy comes that's packed with the, I think, Hurricane Devil? He's like, oh, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna skin you, and she just like completely no-scope demolished this man, and then you're like, okay, so this is just another woman wanting to use Denji.
I think because the way they ended it in that she would have ran away with him, I think it's fine. That's something they never really established more about like her and the Tornado Devil's relationship or whatever his name is, right? Like, was he like her underling?
I'm just kind of confused about Reese because, like, you have to assume it's like a Pochita and Denji situation, right? Where she was one of those Russian children and then she got like a devil implanted in her. But she talked like she was the actual bomb devil.
That's a good question, yeah. The thing with Chainsaw Man is that they don't explain much, but so it gives a lot of questions. But to be fair, these aren't questions people don't really ask. And even if you had an answer, it'd probably be so complicated that I would probably just dragged it down.
I will say, as someone who read a lot of the Chainsaw Man's creators like one-shot works, like Goodbye Eri, there was a lot of times he's like, hey, I'm not gonna answer this question, but it doesn't affect the story whatsoever. Like, it's not a plot hole.
No, it's not. Like, your imagination can go wild with Reese's backstory, but it doesn't change the fact of what happened. Which maybe I mean, I didn't think about it. Maybe more series should do this then? Because some series are just bogged down with details. Like something you're watching someone's backstory. You're like, I don't give a fuck about this person. You gave a whole episode to this? Like Bachira's Pass. I'm sorry, but Bachira and Blue Lock, I did not need that episode.
No, okay, that's a little different because that's like an sports anime. You need to get,
sometimes
attached to the character in the past.
I think unless you're like a really good writer like My Hero Academia, it's not gonna work.
I'm thinking more like shows maybe like Baki or there's another show I had in mind, but like we don't have to explain the fight. Like you don't have to like stand there and be like, oh, were you gonna get stabbed in the eye, little bitch? Like explain to me why you was afraid to get stabbed in the eye. Like, I don't. Can I move on with my life here?
That was freaky. Maybe one day we'll talk about Baki. It's a crazy show. But back to Chainsaw Man, which it's one of the only series that gives me so much adrenaline and acceleration. Like, not a real word what I just said, but it was like you're so engrossed in the action.
The fight was fucking fire.
I mean, there was no pause.
Yeah.
You're just constantly moving from one area to another.
And I wasn't really into Beam as the character, but then when he became like a little horse, I was like, oh yeah.
That is one of the funniest moments. But like, wait, Beam knows a lot about the actual Chainsaw Devil. Oh, Denji can do something super cool by like moving with the chains.
Like Spider-Man.
Like Spider-Man? That'd be so cool to see. And then all you see is Denji, the dumbest cat. He is written well enough to be like, he's just dumb. And that plays so well into everything he does that you just can accept it because it's written for him to be dumb.
Denji is a character, and the creator went on record saying that he admired that the new generation, like, they aim for low things. Like, they don't need that much to be happy. But he feels like the previous generation has failed the newer generation for thinking that you can only aim so low to be happy. So, like, Denji is supposed to be kind of a commentary on that.
I mean, I love that. I mean, this does feel like the Gen Z series, as we've already talked about before in our Chainsaw Man versus Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, those two series start off exactly the same, but end so differently, and execution is totally This is the thing Chainsaw Man does that Jujutsu Kaisen should do. Jujutsu Kaisen should just cut off all the talking, just have straight up action, because they have lovable characters like Gojo to do it, but they don't. They do too much talking, like Tournament of Power. And so, okay, what else about the bomb arc? I mean, the super cute. Okay,
wait. I'm gonna say something. This as an Aki fan, I did get like so fucking sad when Aki was trying to drive away. Like, what are you doing? You gotta drive. And Aki's like, damn it, Future Devil, why'd you show me that? And then like his friends just drop on the front of the car. And I was just like, don't do this to Aki. He can't handle anymore. And the whole holding Angel being like, if you're gonna die, do it away from me. I can't stand watching another person die.
Aki is like, he's a Sasuke clone, but his ending is so not a Sasuke clone. Because all Sasuke clones end up like doing something great or really nothing. But like, we'll talk about the Control Devil arc in a little bit.
I think Aki is such an interesting Sasuke clone. If you don't know, Sasuke clone is basically a dark-haired character with a horrible past and is trying to get revenge.
Brooding, kind of stoic, usually like a genius.
Yeah, and it's just like he has to deal with the trauma a lot more than Sasuke ever did.
Yeah, his brain never got warped. Aki was always like present with people. Because like one thing I did love in the first arc, I guess the Infinity or whatever, was when he was like, look, we're all in this to kill the Gun Devil. You gotta take this job seriously. I know these people. I drink with these people. I don't know how old I am if this is legal in Japan, but that's what I do.
Hey, spoiler alert, just for part 2, you're gonna have to remember the Infinity Devil.
Please, God, no.
It does go to hell and then come back.
No!
You're gonna have to remember that name.
I do have some questions about hell, but moving on. So, I mean, Bomb arc, Riza's super cute. The fight was epic.
I love how beautifully it transitioned into the International Assassin arc.
I mean, it was perfect because it's basically went from one assassin to 5 assassins. And so, okay, so the International Assassination arc. This, I knew was gonna be good. I mean, to be fair, it's not like Sakamoto Days good.
No, but it said some pretty cool fights.
But it's still very good. Again, I cannot anymore highly recommend Sakamoto Days.
I kind of love the fact they introduced a bunch of assassins, but one of them, the American one, was clearly a red herring. Useless bunch of assassins. Move over, America. We have China and Germany to worry about.
It's interesting, right? Because like usually in animes, America is like the big bad guy, but they let like you said, the German and the Chinese one. The Chinese lesbian, I don't know what her name is, Kwang Shi?
Something like that. We're gonna butcher it.
First of all, wait, is she Chinese or is she Japanese? Because she knows Kishibe.
I'm pretty sure she's Japanese, but once she became that whatever devil, she defected to China so she can live with her fiend's girlfriends.
Why doesn't her devil have a name? Why was it not given to us? That's one thing it could have given us. Like, I want to say, I always think like she's the archer devil because she shoots like crossbows.
What's weird to me is how they activated her. You know how Denji has the pull cord, but for lesbians, she got her other lesbian bitch. Man, we should have remembered these names.
They didn't give them any of them names.
They got a weapon outside the eye, and that activated her transformation.
That's right. Yeah, it took me a while to realize that, like even a katana devil,
yeah.
when they cut him in half, but then she was like, oh, but if I pull on your sword, then you'll heal up again. I'm like, what does that mean? It's like, oh, I get it, because his hand is actually a sword.
Yeah.
But I mean, she was so cool. And the fact that she's a lesbian only gives bonus points.
Have you ever seen the bonus of Kishibe confessing to her multiple times only for her to turn him down, and at the end being like, I think I'm into girls. Like, yeah, I figured.
No, where do you find these?
It's just a bonus, when you get the Tanaban, so you just gotta look for it.
Oh,
so,
I see.
Yeah, because there's also the one with Kobani's sister at the beach.
So we gotta go buy these real life manga.
We have the volume 1 to 10 coming in Amazon soon, September. What day is this? Did I date this episode?
I mean, she's cool, but the whole doll devil thing. Okay, Chris Dolls and the Phenomenon have gotten too crazy to give the doll devil this much power.
I think. So I was confused at first why there seemed to be 3 people running around to be the doll devil. Apparently, it was very obvious to Minty, but
They say it. It's not like one of those where you gotta piece it together yourself. They say it outright.
I was like, okay, is the girl the old guy's granddaughter? I'm kind of confused. I only got it at the very end when the Cosmo Fiend was like, all right, I'm gonna fuck you up. Halloween. And I like, okay, I think I got it.
That was weird, but it was also like, how else could you kill hive mind? Because they didn't make it like a queen hive mind where like if you killed a queen then it kills everyone else. It was like everyone was equally the doll devil, so that way anybody could take up the reins.
We're dealing with these assassins, dealing with the Chinese. We got to see some cool people on the public safety side. We got Octopus Man and Stone Man.
Oh my god, those are so useless. I'm glad they're dead. Well, I'm glad Stone Man's dead. He's dead, right?
Yeah, he died from the Darkness Devil. But I did want to talk about that. The fight with the Darkness Devil was so raw. They didn't have to do it that dirty.
I had a hard time comprehending that fight. The whole Darkness Devil thing, I was like, what? I think it's because I take it a little too literally. Like, how is this the power of darkness?
Oh.
You know what? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You don't have to.
Oh, when that one fiend was like, oh my god, we're in hell. Permission to kill myself. I can't take it anymore. And then, like, the very next scene, like, all the arms get chopped off. It's like, what the fuck? And then, like, the next scene after that, like, they just all get slashed in half.
Yeah, because Chainsaw Man is not the everything's gonna be fine after this, right? It's not like Hunter x Hunter where he used that red card to get his arm back. This is like permanent consequences. And so then Denji comes, or they all come out of hell. Does Makima save? Makima saves them, right?
Yeah, Makima comes because the spider lady's like, alright, I'll get Makima here.
Right, so she saves them, then Denji comes back, and then they light her up on fire and kill her. And like you said, the Cosmic Devil kind of gets rid of all the rest of the Halloween.
And then this is a part where Minty didn't give a shit, but I did, was when like that lesbian devil was like, alright, you can kill me, you can do whatever you want, just don't hurt my girls. And like Makima makes her 2 little bitch boys cover their eyes, like, I can't hear anything you're saying because I'm talking to a corpse. And it just kills them. And then like Kishibe's like, I'm not taking this blindfold off, I don't want to see a damn thing. And it like relates to how the lesbian was like, hey, I know you want to take down Makima, but like you should just stay ignorant. And in the end, he stayed ignorant.
But how does Kishibe know Makima's evil?
I don't know. I think they really fumbled the ball with Kishibe. He like played no part in the last arc other than to get Denji to safety.
I know, like, what was making the point of making this really cool character and saying he's got a contract with the knife devil, the gun devil, not the gun devil, obviously. You know what I mean? He had like 3 contracts, and then it was like, oh, he has nothing to give. I'm like, then what's the point of Kishibe if he can't fight?
Fun fact, a lot of people think the octopus boy is the son of Kishibe. I don't understand why.
That makes no sense whatsoever. Do they ever talk?
They talked a little at the end when they're like, oh, can we talk about Makima? Like, yep, I made sure my octopus like scared away all the rats and pigeons.
Fuck that shit. Okay, so
are we gonna go into the arc that really fucked with us?
I mean, this is the part that's like mind-blowing.
Like, good writing. Everything came in a full circle.
It's just such a... I think it's crazy, right? It's just like, you're reading it and you can't can't stop reading it.
Let's talk about like the least like impactful. In my opinion, it's like the most impactful. So let's go with Power. Power won't make sense unless you talk about Aki, huh?
We gotta go in order.
Okay.
Aki, unlike any Sasuke clone, decides that he will forego his revenge on the Gun Devil so that way Denji and Power doesn't have to go through with it. He wanted to save them. He wanted to save his new family.
And he had that nice scene when he went to see his old family grave. Like normally it's really sad and depressing, but you guys are such idiots. It didn't let me have time to be depressed.
God, that connection.
Yeah.
I mean, he has fully moved on. The man knows that, like, there's no point looking back.
But the toxic relationship devil known as Makima was like, no, no, no.
Oh, and it sucks because Denji also said, he wants to still kill the Gun Devil. Because this was all part of Makima's plan. And then Aki and Angel go to talk to Makima. And she's like, this is all coming to fruition. And Angel gets his power or his memory back, but then the Gun Devil comes because who's it? America wants to get rid of her? America wants to get rid of her.
Yeah. Didn't they sacrifice the lifespan of like all the American people?
Yeah, I think like one from every fucking American citizen.
Don't we need like permission for that? Like, did every citizen give permission for that?
I don't know, because like even like the Prime Minister of Japan is able to like let a Japanese citizen die to let Makima live, which is fucked up. So I don't know if like the hierarchy that humanity has made has like given them power in a devil's mind, and so you don't know how that ends with Makima versus Gun Devil. And at this point, you don't know Makima's evil. I mean, you kind of know. You have an inkling. You know she wants to kill the Gun Devil.
Fucked up Angel.
Okay, all we know is that she wants to kill the Gun Devil at this point. That's it, but like that. And then Denji's at home and he smells Aki and Makima's like, don't open the door.
Pochita.
Well, Makima says so too. They both say that.
Oh, okay.
Don't open. Makima calls them and says something bad has happened to Aki. That don't open the door. And Pochita, of course, the imagery. Don't open the door. And Power being like, it's clearly Aki. Why wouldn't you open the door? We all live together. And for Denji to open the door and to see that the Gun Devil has taken over Aki's body, that is the worst outcome for any Sasuke clone. That's like Sasuke getting killed by Itachi, which would never happen because Itachi's best boy.
And excuse me, Itachi was, honestly, it's basically Sasuke getting taken over by Orochimaru, and that was the end of his story.
Yeah, kind of, right? But I mean, like, and then Denji has to fight Aki. Denji, oh my god. Okay, the imagery of in Aki's mind, they're just having this cute little snowball fight, and when Aki dies, he stops having the snowball fight and instead playing catch with his brother again. Holy shit!
And then the future devil being like, see, I told you, you're gonna die the worst death possible at the hands of the chainsaw died for him. It's like, you can't be normal after that scene. Like, no other manga is going to like beat that, like, twist and everything.
I mean, to have like a superlative like that, the worst death, and you think, not really, probably not. It never happened, or some bullshit's gonna happen. No bullshit. Complete accuracy. Why would you do this to him?
And again, from like the same episode, is like, it references back to Denji being like, would I be sad if Aki died? Hell no. And he is destroyed. And it's so interesting watching how Denji processes grief, because he doesn't know that it's grief.
He's never lost anyone except Pochita.
Yeah, but Pochita's like with him,
Yeah, in spirit.
And physically in his chest.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like he's just like playing games with power afterwards because Aki left that shit in his will. And Denji, the mad lad who doesn't know anything, goes to Makima for like comfort. She's not gonna give that comfort, is she?
You think it's cute. You think it's fine. It's like, oh, okay, Denji's gonna be in
her
this
dog.
Yeah, like, we're gonna talk to this. Okay, whatever, right? And then it's like, oh, Power's at the door. I need you to open the door so I can kill her. And I'm like, what? Why? Power is nothing but a dog to you as well. And then it's like the Pochita thing of don't open the door. And I'm like, Denji, okay, you're not gonna open the fucking door, right? Because she's your friend. She's the only one you have now. And then like the moment before you open the door, it's like, why is Power here? Oh, right, it's my birthday. So she's probably getting me cake. Like, I don't know how you know that, but then definitely don't open the fucking door. And then he opens the door, right? And I thought maybe this is just a test of Denji and his loyalty to Makima. And he does the whole right page, left page surprise so well. Because right page is like her with the fingers like bangs. Like, ha, right, she's joking. Clearly she's joking. And you go to the next page and Power's torso is gone. Like, what the fuck was that? And then she like walks Denji down the hall and was like, these were your 9's angels. And I'm like, what? What is the lore of the Chainsaw Devil. I was like, what the fuck is Beam?
I mean, like, I think Powers actually is a type of angel.
No, yeah, Power is an actual angel. Angel's called an angel. I think Prezi is a nickname for a principal.
Oh.
What the fuck is Beam? Beam is definitely not one of them. I will say I didn't look it up.
And we found out angels has laser beams. Like, oh, I'm sorry, the Catholic Church. You're a lot cooler than I thought.
Like a 70s movie. I'm just like, wait, the series takes place in like what, 1997?
It's like the 1980s, like really early.
Yeah. Just so that they can't have flip phones. Because I don't know why flip phones ruins everything.
We cannot deal with the flip phone devil. Or the 5G devil.
Oh, we all hate the 5G devil.
And the COVID devil, the worst.
Could you imagine if this series was written just like 10 years later? All the shit we could have. But that's too much foresight. So I'm just like, and then, okay, now I'm a little hazy on the details, but now we're on the part where Makima reveals that she's just a mastermind to get the Chainsaw Devil to come out again because they had a fight and she almost won, but she didn't. And when she saw Pochita make that contract with Denji saying that as long as he lives a normal life, he can live again, and she's like, I need to break your normal life. I have to give you stuff so that way you can learn what it means to lose stuff.
So fucked up.
Right? Like, I was like, what? Wait, why does this break his normal life? I mean, I get breaking him as a person.
She had to make it where like he wanted a normal life, right?
Mhm.
But she had to like kind of break him to make him realize he doesn't deserve a normal life.
Which is fucked up, right?
Yeah, no, Makima is a terrible person.
And then, like,
I think this is like one of the only series we read where like one of your like protagonists is actually the antagonist the whole time.
yeah, for sure.
And one of the most fucked up antagonists.
Like, antagonists from the beginning kind. Not like they turned to evil. And so, like, then the Chainsaw Devil comes out, right?
Yeah.
And now she's, like, fighting him. And she's using some of the devils who died previously, like the Bomb Devil and the Chinese Assassin and some other bitches. I think Katana Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there to fight the actual Chainsaw Devil. I don't exactly remember what made Denji turn into Chainsaw Devil. Was it because she kept killing him?
Okay, so there's Chainsaw Devil, right? So when he was out, like, she was controlling him, but I think he had to fight all the other devil iterations when he turned back to Denji after Kishibe and Kobani saves him, right? Or no?
I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, the details at this part is a little hazy. 'Cause all I remember is all of a sudden he's the Chainsaw Devil. Okay, and can we talk real quick about what I really love about this part is the fact, now, I don't know why of all the devils, Chainsaw Devil is like the one that all the devils fear. And they didn't explain why, like, okay, so devils die, they go to hell. Do they die and become different devils, or are they the same devil? Because definitely when they come back to Earth, they're a different devil.
I don't know, actually.
But then when they come back, they hear the sound of a chainsaw. And clearly chainsaw has something to do with like existence. Because if the Chainsaw Devil eats the devil, the existence is gone. That's why the Nazi devil no longer exists. Which, okay, again, the lore of Chainsaw Devil, I would love to see the fight of the Chainsaw Devil versus the Nazi Devil. Like, I gotta go look and see what time period the chainsaw was created. And you know what I want to say? I want to say this. The popularity and the power of the Chainsaw Devil must have come after the Texas Chainsaw movie came out. Because if you think of horror movies, that's one of the first ones you think of. You had to list 10, you'd obviously say like that one, Freddy Krueger, Mike Myers, Pyramid Head.
Real shit, I got so scared from Leatherface. It's a scary movie, a bunch of inbred cannibals.
What's Leatherface?
He's the main guy in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That movie's about cannibalism?
Yeah, it's about finding a house full of people like with a chainsaw to cut you up to eat you.
I gotta watch this movie.
No. That's one of the horror movies I will never watch.
Is that why this movie takes place in the 90s? You gotta imagine, this movie probably came out like 70s, 80s, right?
Yeah.
And Chainsaw Man takes place like 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
And for like the most fucked up horror movie to ever come out and give the fear of chainsaws. Could you imagine?
I like to say that Chainsaw Man was the one that, not Chainsaw Man, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was the one that popularized hanging people on the meat hooks.
Oh, that is freaky.
I hate it. Whenever I see that in Dead by Daylight, I fucking hate it.
And so, okay, I made this comment with Annie a long time ago because the War Devil was like, oh, nobody's afraid of wars after World War. I'm like, wait, is that about World War One or World War Two? Then I remembered Nazi Devil, so I'm like, oh, it must be World War Two. Because Nazi Devil wouldn't exist if there was no World War Two. But anyways,
Can I talk about Power coming back for a brief moment?
oh yeah, go for it.
Because, like, when Power is like, I come back because you drank my blood and yada yada, so I'm gonna come and I'm gonna help save Denji, but I'm still gonna be like that stupid person who almost gave Denji up. And then she's like, in the trash can, and it mirrored the fucking scene with Denji and Pochita in like chapter 1. And she's Denji's like, hey, you know, you might miss me, but like, just I'm gonna come back one day and make me remember that I'm the Blood Devil, but I'm gonna give up my life for you now properly. And I was like, you can't do this to me with a nothing character.
I know, right? Power does nothing in this series. And then that parallelism, so goddamn beautiful. Now, it does make me like question, like, she thinks it's possible for her to come back to the Earth realm and turn back into power. But I'm like, okay, then can't Makima do that?
That's why Denji had to defeat Makima and eat her.
Okay, so that last battle, right? With Denji versus Makima. The ending floors me. Like, it's not the most climactic ending, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just Denji being like, I dream of Makima looking at me. And I come to the realization that she never did. And they do reference it. I think they do reference like slightly, just slight references that it is said is how she recognizes people because she always points to her nose.
Don't point out that it's very sweet and maybe unintentional that in the Bomb Devil arc, Aki, you lay down with the corpses and you like got up and to like fight the enemy, and that's the same thing Denji did.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
Everyone loves the fact that they were fighting like in that graveyard.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what the allegory is, but I mean, part of you has kind of got to think that a lot of them's death is probably because of Makima.
I believe that's the same location that Power and Denji was introduced to Kishibe.
Yeah, that scenery is something. And I don't know if I totally like the part where like only Denji could have killed her this way. Like anyone else could have had the same plan and execute it, but only Denji would have actually worked. Like that part doesn't really make too much sense to me. But the eating thing,
That's a buck wild chapter to read. Him figure out all the different ways to cook Makima.
I mean, the photos that creator got, he definitely didn't draw them, but whatever, it's minor. And then like to be like, well, she didn't reincarnate in my poop. And I'm like, is that what we were worried about? I mean, because like you go from Denji, who's like, I'll eat a cigarette butt for food, and like now he needs to eat meat, or he wants to eat meat, and he was like, I want to eat steak every day, and he has a chance, and it's like, better be careful what you wish for, man, because this is what you got.
Better than steak, a waifu steak.
So now he lives with all of Makima's dogs and is gonna take care of Nayuta, who is Makima's reincarnation or the new control devil. And which I have so many questions. First of all, so you're telling me that because Makima's a devil,
yes,
so she died,
yeah,
came back.
Yeah.
Nayuta's a devil.
Yeah.
Did she come back as a child?
Yeah. Well, it's weird because it implied that she he was just born in China as like the control devil. Like, did she age really fast?
Yeah, right? Like, literally not much time has passed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, those dogs would be dead. I don't know how old those dogs are, but which is also a fucked up allegory to have that she only wants dogs. Like, literally.
Yeah, we get to figure out more about that in part 2, but that's not what we're talking about because we finished part 1, Chainsaw Man. Overall, really liked it, clearly.
Yeah, the public safety arc. I mean, I can't consider that whole thing as an arc, right? But that's like the East Blue arc.
Yeah.
Of like One Piece, right? Like,
I think they're called sagas at that point.
The saga of the public safety arc. I mean, once you get past the Infinity Devil, which I will admit, I can't blame you if you stop after the Infinity Devil.
Yeah, you do.
That is so... Oh, I blame you.
Yeah, you blame me. Not my fault.
But, I mean, that's really shitty.
You read the fucking Power arc and the whole Infinity Devil, of course you get bored.
Started the part 2. I don't know what we call part 2. High school arc? Because he's like a senior, right?
His grades, I can't imagine.
I mean, we'll talk about that later. Maybe like... Because Chainsaw Man public safety arc is like 110 chapters, or a little less than 100 chapters.
More like chapter 40 of part 2.
Right. So I can't imagine it going on for that much longer. But I swear, once there's like a good stopping point, we're gonna talk about whatever's going on there. Because I've got a lot of comments about Asa and Yoru.
And we'll join you next time for those same comments. Until then, I'm revving up and dying in the last chapter beautifully.